So today we are talking about highlighters. I am so excited. I can like barely even act right. Like I'm just so excited to film this video because bitches love their glow. Hashtag bitches love to get the glow. I have been so highlighter obsessed, as you guys know, over the past few months. I have highlighters that are going to work on all skin tones, fair to dark. I also have stronger highlights, neutral highlights, bronzy highlights. I have you guys covered. So if you guys want to see the must-have highlighters in my collection, then just stay tuned. Let's start out with my absolute new favorite, and I could probably say this is my favorite highlighter of all time. It is the Estee Lauder Heat Wave. I swear after I talk about it this time, I'm going to be done talking about it. I just cannot get enough of this since I picked it up. This one is a limited edition powder, but I am including some limited edition products in here, but I will have links to where you guys can get them in the down bar below, so all is not lost because some of the best highlighters are limited edition in my opinion. This is everything if you want an insanely glowy look. It's a pale gold shade, so it's going to be flattering on literally every skin tone, and the formula on this is just amazing. If I could get rid of all my highlighters and have one, I would probably just use this one for the rest of my lifetime because it melts into the skin like no other. This one is the highlighter, the Mac Daddy of all highlighters. Now my second all-time favorite highlighters, other than these two, I don't think I'm going in any particular order, but this is another one that every woman needs in their collection, and it's not specifically marketed as a highlighter. It is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. This highlighter is a gorgeous champagne tone, a gorgeous champagne-y glow with a little bit of a tan bronzy undertone to it. But this highlighter, again, because it's an ambient lighting powder, it's meant to be used as a finishing powder. So it's really subtle and really effortless. This is what I like to wear a lot of the time if I'm doing a bold lip, or if I'm going to be out for a long day and I'm going to get greasy and oily throughout the day, and my oils will probably break through. This is what I choose because it's a subtle highlighter, but it definitely gives a gorgeous finish. This next highlighter used to be limited edition. It is from MAC. It is one of their mineralized Skinfinish in the shades Cheeky Bronze. Anyone who is my skin tone, perhaps a little bit fairer, but definitely darker, you guys are gonna love this. This is so pigmented. It's almost like a peachy bronze color. This one, I don't necessarily use it super high up on my cheekbone like I do with the pale gold highlighters. I kind of just blend this down into my blush, especially if I'm doing peach blush or something like that. But again, if you're darker skin, this will work great right on the tops of your cheekbones. But this gives you the most bronze, most J-Lo, most like sun-kissed. When you think of like a golden bronze goddess, this is the one, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The next one is a multi-use product, so not everything has to be a direct highlighter. This is a MAC pigment powder, and it is Max Vanilla Pigment. This can be used as an eyeshadow. You can mix this in with your foundation as a luminizer, or you can go ahead and just use it on top of your cheekbones as a highlighter. Now I know because this is basically a white powder, it looks like you would not really be wanting to use this as a highlighter, but when you really kind of blend it back and forth on the skin, you get the most gorgeous white gold iridescent sheen. This kind of has goldy peachy, like a golden peachy duochrome to it. This is one of the prettiest pigments I own. It was one of the first I bought, and because it doesn't come across too white, it actually ends up being a really nice kind of golden warm highlighter for the tops of the cheekbones. This one here is superb. This one is even more amazing. This is a gorgeous rose gold highlighter. I love rose gold highlighters. I think they're absolutely a must-have, especially if you guys have a tan. It just adds a little bit of interest. It's slightly bronzy, slightly peachy. Here we go. Here's that one on the top there. I will have swatches of all of these, but you can just see this is just amazing for that sun-kissed glow on top of your cheekbones. So this is superb. Love this one. I do have one more rose gold highlighter to show you. A good rose gold highlighter is harder to find, and they are usually limited edition in my experience, but this one is a permanent one. It is by Becca, and it is her Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Rose Gold. These Becca highlighters are some of the best highlighters I have ever used. They are so expensive, but they are so smooth. They are almost as smooth as the Estee Lauder Powder Gelée, and they are really, really glowy. So you really get your bang for your buck with these ones. This one here isn't as champagne and as strong toned as the superb highlighter, but as you can see, they're both rose gold. They're both really, really glowy. I would just say the rose gold by Becca is not as frosty. Superb can lean a little bit frosty, especially if you put too much on and go to town. But of course, the Becca is permanent. The MAC is not right now, so do the math. This one is newer to me, but I have been using it a couple of times, and I mean, it doesn't take very long to tell if you like a highlighter. It's pretty cut and dry, and it is the Opal Shimmering Skin Perfector. I waited so long to get my hands on this baby, and it lives up to the hype. This one is so creamy. The rose gold one is creamy, but the opal is just, and this is the perfect perfect highlighter for anyone who is maybe not the super fair, but just about anyone else. You guys are gonna love this because it is warm, it is golden, and it is champagne, and it is just so glowy and perfect. So we are not done yet. I still have a bunch more to show you. So let me just hurry up and talk. This is the first highlighter I ever purchased, and it still has a special place in my heart, and it still is just as gorgeous as it was back then. It is the infamous NARS Albatross. This one is like the pressed version of Max Vanilla Pigment. It looks white and super scary in the tube. So don't be afraid if you're like super dark skinned, because this is going to look gorgeous on you regardless of your skin tone. These kind of white gold highlighters are so cool because the more you just really buff them into the skin, the more golden they become. So this one has been in my collection forever. It's something I will always have because it is just a gorgeous golden white gold color for your cheekbone, and these colors are literally, you don't have to think about them, they suit everyone. I think it's a great starter highlighter because for the first little while when I was building a makeup collection, I didn't need to have like all different ranges and colors of highlighters. This pretty much was one size fits all, but I would say the Hourglass right now is really one size fits all. This one here is a really strong, really intense, bam, in your face highlighter, so it might not be for everyone, but I do love this, and I think it's a great highlighter that can be used as an eyeshadow as well in a multi-use product. It is by theBalm. It is the Mary Loumanizer highlighter. It is a white gold. It does have a little bit of champagne in there, but it's not too golden. It's definitely more of a stark highlighter that you guys want to use in extreme moderation because it is really glowy, which is gorgeous. But if you overdo it, especially if you have a skin tone like mine, too much of the white can pull through, so it can lean a little bit stark. But this one is gorgeous. This one's really, really, really glowy. And this one I love to use as well, like on my collarbones. If I'm going out at night, I definitely dust this over my collarbones as well, just for that extra pop, and down the center of my shins too, just for a really glowy finish. So that's a good trick. Another strong but equally as gorgeous highlighter that you have to be sparing with is by Laura Mercier. It is her Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade Highlight 01. This is so glowy. It's very similar to theBalm Mary Loumanizer in that it's more of a pale white gold, but this one definitely has a little bit more of a golden vanilla to it. This one is the Laura Mercier. This one is theBalm. You can see that the Laura Mercier is slightly a smoother powder, but it also leans a little bit more vanilla toned, I would say. As you guys can tell, I have a slightly deeper, more tan skin tone, so these ones are definitely going to pull more white on me. But if you are fairer, these are probably going to be your holy grail invaluable products, because when you're fair, you don't necessarily want a lot of bronzy or golden or yellow pigment to your highlighters because the color will come up too much on your cheekbone. So if you guys are just looking for that perfect glow and you are fairer, any of the ones that I say are slightly more white toned or vanilla toned are gonna be your best bets before the golden ones, in my opinion personally, if you want something foolproof. So that being said, I do have this one here. This is my new Bobbi Brown Shimmerbrick in the shade Beige. This one again is more of that white paler gold color. However, this one is definitely more foolproof than something like theBalm Mary Loumanizer. If you guys just want something that isn't too gold, it isn't too vanilla, it's just that right in the middle shade and just insanely glowy, this is your best one. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous compact. Honestly, these are expensive and swatched, like I said in my haul video, I don't feel like these do the powders any justice because I didn't like any of these really that much when swatched, but when I put them on my cheekbones and I actually have used this, I love it. And I feel the same way about the other Shimmerbricks, which is why I've never been compelled to buy any. But this one here is the Beige Shimmerbrick. So as you can see, there's a slight bit of golden to it, there's a slight bit of vanilla, but it doesn't pull too pale or too golden. It's just that perfect glowy in between shade that is just, oh, you can see how reflective that is. So damn pretty. So last but not least, I want to talk to you about liquid illuminators. Liquid illuminators is something that I have grown to love this year mainly. I was always a strictly powder girl because they're no fuss, but a liquid illuminator can be used in so many different ways. So I have two that I am just obsessed with. I have my NARS Copacabana Illuminator. This one, if you are light-skinned, obviously you're going to love it. But if you're dark, and I mean darker than me, do not be afraid of this because I've heard so many girls have been afraid of this. But buffed in, this is so reflective. It's almost like iridescent, this is. It is really strong, really bam. So I definitely like to mix like one drop of this in with my foundation or I like to put it under foundation, not so much on top of foundation, but you could if you wanted, just because it is even a little too iridescent, too much for me, but it is absolutely gorgeous when mixed in with foundation. It's flawless. You just look like a Victoria's Secret model or something. If you do have a fairer skin tone, you're going to prefer this one over the second one I'm going to talk to you about, just because, again, sometimes you don't want something with too much color in it, but this one, if you guys, oh, I just can't. This is the Gerard Cosmetics BB Plus Illumination Facial Cream. When I first got this, I had a moment where I was like, just this and me were like BFFs. This is my second tube of it because I finished one this summer. This is like a gorgeous golden toned highlighter. Almost like Max Whisper of Guilt or Becca Opal in cream form. Actually, this is like Becca Opal in cream form. It is gorgeous. It is the perfect golden champagne tone. It is so glowy, like unbelievably glowy. I'm pretty sure this one is the one that I use in my foundation routine, which I will have linked below. And I just put it on the tops of my cheekbone and buff it in with a skunk brush, and it just makes you have the most gorgeous glow. I also like to use this under powder highlighters if I'm going out at night to amp up the glow. So this is amazing, and I also have a 25% off coupon for anything Gerard Cosmetics or Whitening Lightning, and I don't make any money from it. So that is the end of my favorite highlighters video. Yay, those are all the ones I want to talk to you about. Like, that's an insane amount of highlighters, but like I said, I have never really come across a highlighter I truly dislike. So yeah, give me you guys' favorite highlighters in the bottom bar below. What highlighter should I try next? And let me know if you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys did, because it is something that I couldn't wait to film, and as you can see, I got pretty excited about. So I will be back with a new video really soon, and until then, I will see you guys later. Bye.